Greetings, divine mirrors, sacred awakening, remembering gods and goddesses, one and all. Thank you for showing up. Welcome to Voices of the Global Awakening, Tuesdays with Tess, where we are celebrating episode number 26, a full half year of weekly broadcasts. And this week's topic is loving who you're being. So we're going to delve into this, and I look forward to sharing with you my perspective on this topic and look forward to inviting you to share yours with me. Welcome, Anna. It's good to see you here. This is the it's actually the second episode that I am broadcasting from my new home sanctuary. Only last week I hadn't gotten my furniture delivered yet, and so I was still in a kind of a makeshift situation, and I reclaimed all my possessions that I've been separated from almost 3 years on Friday, and it's been a nonstop production of getting things in order. There's still a lot to do, but at least I'm actually at a desk. I'm actually in a room, and my things are around me in a much more organized and functional way. And so I feel really excited about this next phase and how things are just going to get more and more professional and more streamlined and more organized and more grace-filled. And so I'm just amazed that I have managed to keep this going for a half a year. And thank you, Stu. I appreciate that. Welcome. And so, yes, here I am in a beautiful space. And as I become more adept at figuring out how to unplug myself and take you around and show you things, I can show you the beautiful setting and the inspiring view. But in the meantime, I think I'm really happy with this signature background that I've been using all along, and figured out a way with the help of my friends to fix it in such a way that it is working. So all very good and exciting. And this is sort of in the line of the topic today, which is loving who you're being. And as I work with that myself, it becomes utilizing the I am power twice. In fact, it is I am loving who I am being. You're saying it's a little low. Let's see if we can pump up the volume. How's that? Is that better? That's as high as it can go, so I hope it's better. Let's see if there's another setting that I could go to try and make it even louder still. Ringtone system. I don't know. I think we did it. Whoops. Continue. What? Oh, the backdrop is a little low. I thought you meant my volume is a little low. Well, yeah, it's as high as I can make it, and I have my desk extender sitting on top of my desk, and I probably need to. It's as down as far as it can go, but it still raises everything off the desk about 2 inches. So I probably need to not have it on my desk, or maybe I can lower my seat. How's that? Does that help? It's so funny. It's like the magic of show business. And I remember this from still fabulous. Oh, thank you very much. I remember this from living in Los Angeles with you, Stu, pursuing a Hollywood career. And we were walking distance to the Sam Ash bookstore in Studio City. And the no, it wasn't Sam Ash. I'm mixing it up with something else. Samuel French bookstore. And that was the theater bookstore where actors would go to pick up scripts and stuff. And and I had just moved to Los Angeles, and there was a greeting card in there, and it was a stick figure picture of a family and a Christmas tree. And they had a front view of the family, mother, father, child, dog, and then they had a side view of the same family, and they were all what is called in show business flats. So they were just like scenery or window dressing, and it's just so amazing if you've worked on a set, at least once, if not more, and you see how makeshift everything actually really is, and how effective to get across a mood and a feeling and an ambiance, and so much of it is just smoke and mirrors and putting things together in a certain way to make an impact. But it's like, a spit and scotch tape and just funny stuff to make it look very sophisticated. Welcome, Bella Grace. Nice to see you. So I'm speaking of loving who you're being. And if I apply it to myself, then I notice that I get to utilize the I am power of creating twice in one phrase. I am loving who I am being. And I really, really appreciate that phrase, because it really makes me stop and scan and assess myself to determine whether I am in alignment with the version of me that I feel most good about. Because ultimately, there's nobody out there to impress. There's only ourselves based on our own criteria, our own evaluation system of what kind of a person in our mind's eye we imagine that we would be if XYZ circumstances were all in alignment. And since we are the creators of our own reality, the power always exists right here, right now, to course correct and shift into embodying that version of ourselves. And it can be the slightest, most subtle, imperceptible adjustment, and all of a sudden we're in a whole different vibrational movie, and we're having a whole different experience, and we're attracting differently. And if we choose to perceive ourselves as people who experience grace and ease as a matter of course, then how would we walk through our day, and how would we be engaging with others if we knew this to be the truth of our experience? So that's why you often hear me going to theater as a metaphor, acting as a metaphor, all the world's a stage. And so it's like, who is my character? Am I happy with the way my character is unfolding? And if I'm not happy, then this little tool to decide, as of right now, I am loving who I'm being, rather than I am hating who I'm being, or I am disliking who I'm being, or I am bummed out about who I'm being. But it's like right here, right now, the power of choice is always mine to determine, utilizing this I am power, I am loving who I am being. And it's like magic. All of a sudden, you shift into it. Loathing is a way. But it doesn't feel good. And because it's self-fulfilling, the longer that we hang out in such a vibration, the more we attract to ourselves to feel loathing about. So it behooves us to become really, really sensitive and mindful to ourselves and how we're flowing our energy. And if we're noticing that we have fallen into a rut because we have these well-worn neural pathways, these grooves of how we're used to um, uh, experiencing ourselves, which oftentimes is very different than the version of ourselves that we would like to be or how we would like to feel. And it's like getting back on a horse. It's as simple as noticing that we are allowing ourselves to indulge in negative thoughts about ourselves, which snowball and attract more and more negative experience to us. And it's like, okay, time out, reset. As of right here, right now, I am loving who I am being. I am loving who I am being. And as soon as I say it, I start to feel better. I start to feel delighted. I start to feel tickled. I start to feel lighthearted and inspired. And so it's like, if we don't understand the power of the word, that we are creators and thoughts are creative, and we have the power in our minds and in our mouths and in our gift of language to be able to choose and shift in the moment into a different timeline, into a different vibrational atmosphere where we are now attracting experiences consistent with that statement. I am loving who I am being. It's very powerful. It's two affirmative I am statements in one phrase. So I really want to play with that with you today. And I really want to invite you to come on and share with me your experience, your perspective, what's alive for you in this now, what was going on before you got here. If there's some way that I or we who are watching, this is an amazing group that has been gathering every week now for today is 26 weeks. So a full half year of a weekly broadcast. I'm very proud of all of us for continuing to show up. And let's just have fun exploring the possibility of how we can shift right here, right now, in this very broadcast from where we might have been before we got here to where we want to be going energetically. And it's all about our energy. It's all about the way we feel. So this is about as simple a tool as has come to me of a way to get back on the horse as soon as I notice that I have fallen off. I am loving who I am being. 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 I am loving who I am being all day, every day, and at night, over and over and on, more and more and more. It's my choice. I get to choose it. I get to affirm it. I get to be a stand for it. I get to demonstrate it and experience it by inviting you to play along with me and let us, as they say, fake it till we make it, so that we are actually congruent and fully immersed and embodied, experiencing the version of ourselves and the version of life that in our mind's eye we have only dreamed and imagined possible. And that is all available to us right here, right now. Welcome, Rosemary. Thank you for showing up. So if you're on a cell phone and you would like to call in and chat with me, it could be 2 minutes, it could be 20 minutes. We are all in the flow and we can sit in silence together. We can simply share presence because the silence is so rich and so nourishing that the information that is transmitted in it is infinitely higher than anything that we can even express in words. So this was a lot of verbiage up until now. So right here, right now, I'm going to go into the silence. Are you loving who you're being right here, right now? I invite you to use your I am power to affirm it is so, and experience how your energy lifts. I am loving who I am being. Type in the chat how that's feeling for you, please. Or let me know that you'd like to come on and chat with me live. My screen has gotten a little dark, so I am wondering if my power has unplugged. So let me see if I can fix that. Okay. Having a little technical difficulty right now. Let's see. Unplugging and replugging in. Not getting it. Okay, well, we're going to see how this is going to go today, because it's all in a grand experiment, and we have surrendered the need to show up perfectly and simply allow ourselves to celebrate the miracle of getting to be these characters we describe as human. Loving who you're being. Practicing. I am loving who I am being. I came across, as I've been unpacking and sorting. I used to have a friend who would say sorting is a sacred process, and it really is. It's like a warrior's path of purging and releasing and determining what is kind of like holding you down and holding you back and energetically causing you to feel stagnant, and releasing it. It's like, I don't need this anymore, I'm going to let it go. But I came across this little card, see, and it says, no one is you, and that is your power. Pretty provocative and profound, don't you think? No one is you, and that is your power. And that is why determining to love who you're being is probably the most intelligent and self-honoring thing that you can do. Because this is it. This is the character that you have incarnated to play in this lifetime. And you are on your own hero's journey. So even if you've been banging around and feeling ineffective and feeling frustrated and feeling disappointed on any level, you get to, right here, right now, jump timelines simply by affirming and practicing, so that it's not just words, but it is a fully embodied experience that you are loving who you're being. How does that feel? it is our resistance to what is that causes us pain. So if we could decide to love our experience, whatever it is, we can transmute it so much more quickly than if we're shouting no at it. If we're saying, no, this isn't what's supposed to be happening. This isn't supposed to be who I am. And instead, we decide that we are loving who we're being, because if we were living the life that we imagine would be the life of our dreams, we would be loving who we're being. And the only way to get to there from here is to love who we're being right here and right now. Because a person who loves who they're being vibrates very differently than a person who does not. Sometimes these concepts are so simple that we can't believe that they're effective. Stu wants to come in and join me. Let's do that. Okay, I'm bringing you on, Stu, and I'm going to take a moment while the transition is happening to see if I can get my cord to make contact with my phone, because otherwise I don't think my battery will last for 2 hours. So let's see. I'm accepting your request.
Did you speak?
When?
Just now.
I'm speaking now.
Yeah, we lost your volume, or I lost some of your volume.
Okay, well, I guess what's happening when I'm going into a dialogue. Can you hear me?
Just barely.
Can't get it up any louder. Wait a second. Why?
Faint, very faint. Are you loving how faint you're being now? Hmm. I'm not hearing you very well.
I'm going to I'm gonna remove you, and then I'm gonna try to get you back.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
Okay, you hear me now? Tell me if you can hear me now. Back to your full volume. If somebody can respond, that would be helpful. It's interesting because oftentimes. How about now? Are you hearing me now? Now I'm going to see about getting Stu back on. Okay. All right. How about now?
I can hear you.
Yay, and I can hear you too.
Nice.
Yippee. Yay.
Are you
As it
loving hearing me being who I'm being now?
I am loving who you're being right now.
Hmm.
Are
Good.
you loving who you're being right now?
Well, I'm accepting the challenge. I'm focused on loving who I'm being now. It's perhaps the ultimate challenge because I'm not happy, or I certainly wasn't a little while ago, and I was very depressed, and at many different aspects of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I noticed that the theme tonight was loving who I'm being now. And then, well, who I'm being is unhappy and depressed and frustrated. But it's possible that that is as lovable as any other way that I might be in another moment. So yeah, so I'm kind of taking that on, and um, you know, I have this idea, born of childhood, I guess, of this identity as an extrovert and sort of a vivacious, joking kind of guy, entertaining, comedic kind of guy. But the truth is that I definitely have serious aspects to myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I do have access to the whole range of emotion, given my wonderful acting training in New York, and that's been reflected to me that I bring emotion. I'm emotional in like everything I do. So, and I can love that about myself, but that doesn't include, I mean, that includes all the emotions, not just being happy and joyful and inspired. It must include being angry or sad or scared, or grieving, or heartbroken. I read today somewhere that being heartbroken, or the experience of having a broken heart, is core to the human condition. Not sure where I read it, but maybe it's on Facebook. But
Well, it seems as though a heart has to break in order to expand, in order to break open. And so it's kind of like you have to crack an egg to make an omelet. Like oftentimes people have heart attacks or open heart surgery. That is a very dramatic way that their body takes them into a place where they get to open their heart. And so it's like part of loving ourselves is having compassion for our experience, and the compassion supports us in justifying how we're being. So if you have righteous indignation, and your anger, and that which you are standing up for is your own self-esteem and is your own self-respect, or something that is that you consider is taking place in the world at the micro level or at the macro level, that you become a voice of truth or a voice of reason, or like Jesus turning over the tables of the money lenders in the temple. That's righteous indignation. So that doesn't necessarily feel good, but if you feel good about your position, if you feel good about your stand, if you feel good about who you're being in the face of whatever the conflict or challenging circumstance might be, then that is a perfectly valid application of loving who you're being, even if the circumstances are hateful or heinous.
well, as long as you're saying this, just a few minutes just before you came on, I was watching an interview with a youngish Palestinian guy, talking about Zionism,
I saw that.
and I was raised Jewish, and we were taught to like have great love and reverence about the Israel as the Jewish homeland and such, but it seems rather apparent that and I've also heard, of course, that the Islamic uh, people, the only good Jew is a dead Jew or whatever, which of course is heinous and abhorrent. But it really sounds and seems like many aspects of Zionism and the way they have treated the Palestinians in Gaza is just horrendous, and as bad as the treatment that the Jews experienced at the hands of the Nazis. I mean, that's the way it sounds. I'm not there. I've never been to Israel, so I can't say that I've witnessed it. But I've heard a lot of testimonials that suggest, and it's also easy for me to believe that there is some truth to it, because the pendulum swings back and victim becomes victimizer, and the Jews were the victims, obviously, not the only victims, but half the victims of the Nazi concentration camps. And it seems like they have, the pendulum swung back after World War II and with the creation of the Jewish homeland, and that they've turned around and treated a different race of people pretty much as badly, as nearly as badly, or as badly as they were treated in Nazi Germany.
I understand the dilemma, and I share in the dilemma because it's really like walking through a minefield, and especially in this day and age with the internet and with artificial intelligence, it like deciphering what is reality and what is generated propaganda with. And even if one is physically there, everybody lives in their own sheltered world, and law of attraction is a very real thing. And so you can be sitting right beside somebody, and the news that you're going to attract before your eyeballs and before your ears is going to be different than than what somebody else is experiencing. And I've seen this meme many times on Facebook about it's two people standing over a number at opposite on the ground. It's kind of like a hopscotch number, and one of them is pointing to it and saying this is a 6, and the other one is pointing to it and saying this is a 9, and they're both looking at exactly the same thing, and each one is 100% sure that theirs is the only accurate perception. So yes, it is extremely difficult, and I don't actually know whether we will ever be able to discern what is the absolute truth, because it seems as though multiple truths are existing simultaneously. But the question of are you loving who you're being in the midst of all of it?
Well, I'm feeling kind of, I'm feeling somewhat self-assured in this moment, and I suggest that that is a manifestation of some degree of loving, that I'm loving being who I am at this moment. I mean, while you were talking, it occurred to me another example, because I just saw a message flash on my phone about Trump having just won the GOP nomination in New Hampshire or someplace, and probably New Hampshire, and I've been a lifelong liberal, and nothing that I saw or experienced in all of Trump's being his president when he was president for 4 years and since, I don't feel resonant with him at all. And yet, you too were a lifelong liberal, and at some point, somebody shared something with you that that shifted you 180 degrees, and I didn't witness that. So I don't really know what did that for you, and we don't even have to talk about it now, but it did occur to me while we were talking about the Middle East that it's kind of the same sort of thing. I mean, I don't, he doesn't appeal to me at all, and certainly I think
Who doesn't appeal to you at all?
Donald Trump.
What you're talking about the Middle East, and you just went back to Donald Trump.
Well,
So
I made a reference to the fact that we were talking about the Middle East and how the Palestinian question. I mean, the conversation we were just having,
Right, right. But the
we
thing
could just,
about,
we could flip the same sort of thing to Trump and his candidacy, and
okay, but it's not about Trump right now.
mhm.
It's about you. And it's not about the Middle East right now. It's about you. Is that all of this is going on in your reality? There is a war in the Middle East. There is an election, a political campaigning going on for the next election. And law of attraction is bringing to you, welcome Lori Crystal, welcome Joyce Gerber, welcome Geo. Um, Traveling with you all, very cool. Um, all of these things are coming across your eyeballs and your ears. And law of attraction is bringing to you your unique and specific set of circumstances that are reflecting you and your vibrational countenance. So, as you get to be a conscious creator, not a creator by default, but a conscious creator, and you're witnessing all these various things going on your world stage, and you have a role in it. You have a role, whatever you want to call the role. You can call it the role of witness, you can call it the role of advocate, you can call it the role of antagonist, you can call it whatever you want. But the question is, if you want to enjoy your journey, then deciding, I am loving who I am being in the midst of this, can lead you to action that is congruent with a person who you may not be able to change the outcome of the war. You may not be able to change the outcome of the election, but you can feel good about who you were being in the face of all of those things. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, I understand what you're saying, and I feel good about the fact that I'm here on camera with you, and I'm not not loving myself because I'm serious or I'm not real happy. I'm kind of intense, maybe. I'm not loving myself for those things, and I'm willing to talk about something that I just happened to be watching just before you started, and
Okay.
and, and talk about it, even though, certainly if your brother or if Sarah, whatever her name on the Facebook, were watching, there are people that just absolutely are hardline pro-Israel, and that's just all there is to it, and what they may think of what I said. And even bringing up the Donald Trump presidency and his running for president yet again, knowing that you became somewhat supportive of him, and these are potentially conflict-laden themes that I'm finding myself bringing up, and I'm still loving myself. So, um,
Well, ultimately, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like if we are wanting to take responsibility for our experience, and we're not a victim of our experience, but we're actually, we may not, like I said, have control over how things turn out, but we do have control over how we are choosing to show up. And if we feel proud of ourselves, even if we don't get the result that we want, if we feel proud of how we're playing the game. And
yeah,
if
and to tell you the truth, as you say it, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I feel proud. I feel like I'm expressing. I'm giving myself permission to express what's coming up in the moment, and I think that there's some inherent self-love in that. But do I feel proud?
Well, it's
I'm
kind of
not
like
sure
a s-
I'm not sure that I'm feeling proud. I
it's like
think overall I think that I'm kind of heartbroken.
okay. Well, can you love yourself
Heartbroken.
heartbroken
Yeah,
as a because you have a right to be heartbroken. We all have a right to be heartbroken in various moments, but it's like, is it genuine, or am I blowing things out of proportion, or am I overindulging myself, or am I milking it? Only we know, only we know who we're being.
well, here's another example. I I reached out to a young guy that I met in Costa Rica beginning of last year, who seemed pretty intelligent to me and seemed to like me and whatever. And I reached out to him when I was upset within the last week or two. I don't remember when it was exactly, and one of the things he said about, and I was talking about what I don't have in my life, and of course, in order to do that, I'm kind of comparing myself to what it appears that some people have in their life. And he said to me that what he really appreciates about me is my nothingness. Now, to be proud of to value me for my nothingness is kind of an anti-American thought. Maybe it's a spiritual thought, but it's not very American. You know, we're taught as men, uh, certainly in my generation, that hi, Anna Luisa, um,
Hi,
uh,
Ana Luisa.
we were taught to accomplish and to make us proud, and I kind of feel like it's very strange for this young guy to reflect to me that potentially I could be proud of how little I can point to in my life, or at this moment I might be capable of pointing to say I accomplished this, and that validates my existence. If you follow what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. And because we are conscious creators and we are thinking beings, every moment we have the opportunity to assess ourselves, our experience, our journey, and determine whether we like who we are. It's kind of like when I wrote the song I've Already Won when we were in Southern Baja. You're raised in a society obsessed with notoriety. A picture of anxiety was me, so hypnotized to seize the prize, ambition blinding me, never free. Till one day I awoke to realize it was a joke played upon the folk who could not see the nature of the lie that would destroy one's sense of pride in the life that God hath gave to thee. I've already made it, I've already won. The moon and the stars, the earth and the sun. There's no one to be but the me that I am. One face of creation, one grand grain of sand, right? Okay, so
Well, and I saw a post just today or yesterday, I think, of Jeff Brown's, who's kind of a philosopher, psychologist kind of guy, who wrote the Grounded Spirituality book and a number of other books. And he was saying the very same thing, that, you know, we have a culture that has this celebrity aspect, that some people achieve celebrity and they're known and they're influencers, but that really everybody has certain qualities that make them special, not just people that have achieved celebrity. So so
well,
yeah.
but the point is that freedom is the result of transcending the ego drive to be seen and known and revered and honored and respected and by others, as opposed to simply honoring and respecting ourselves. So if we take it back to, are you loving who you're being? It's like every step of the way, pursuing a career in Hollywood, there were choices to be made, and it it kind of reminds me of that story in the Bible about Moses and being a baby in the Pharaoh's palace, and the Pharaoh having a nightmare, and his dream interpreter says, "You better put this little baby to a test because we're going to put two bowls in front of him. One is going to be a bowl of hot coals, and one is going to be a bowl of gold. And if this baby goes towards the gold, then he is an opportunist and he is going to grow up to take over your empire and to kill you. If he goes towards the hot coals, then he is a simpleton and you have nothing to worry about." Well, a baby is of course going to be more drawn to the shiny thing than the black thing. And baby Moses starts to move his hand in the direction of the gold. And as the story goes, the angel of mercy comes and takes his hand and pushes it to the hot coals. And he immediately puts his burnt fingers to his tongue and burns his tongue. And that is the source of Moses's speech impediment, right? But the point is that all the things that have redirected, I'll dare say, us from the accomplishment of our goal of Hollywood superstardom has potentially really protected us from a lot of the underbelly of Hollywood that is only just starting to come out in the last few years, that is really toxic, that is really demonic, that is really ugly. And so it's like every given moment that we're choosing to love who we're being, and we make the choice that is most honoring, that may not feel in the moment like the most shiny choice, that may not feel like the most glamorous choice, but on a level of integrity, on a level of self-love and self-respect, it may be actually taking us to a far more rich and fulfilling experience, which includes ego death, than to feed our ego by getting to be loved and adored by hundreds of millions of people, but we're lonely and we don't know who we can trust, or whatever the story might be. So it's not whether we win or lose, it's how we play the game. So if you are loving who you're being, it doesn't matter what your outer world results are. It matters how you feel inside of you, that you feel congruent, that you feel in your integrity, and that you, or whether, or even if it's your innocence, it's like they say, in order to enter the kingdom of heaven, we have to be innocent as children. And so if your innocence has caused you to live out life experiences that have been unpleasant or have been disappointed, and yet who you've been being is this pure trusting soul, then loving who you're being is far more beautiful than being savvy. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying, and it's not so simple. It's not so simple, and you know, my brother, my middle brother, said, I don't know how many years ago, 10, 15 years ago, more, I'm not sure. He said something about he knows that he could, that Stu, that's me, will do anything he tells me to.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that, I took him immediately off my list as anyone that I would basically do anything that he asked me to do.
Yeah, that's an offensive comment. It's a disrespectful
Very
comment.
disrespectful, and yet I see with some recent experiences I've had that I'm kind of an innocent in some ways, and very trusting, and I don't expect people to blatantly lie to me. And yet, at this moment, I feel like in the world, there is a sense, I'm having a sense that people, a lot of people, will blatantly lie and potentially want to take from me or hurt me in some way.
And in contrast to that, you get to look at yourself and love that that's not you. That's the whole point. That's the whole point here. It's like we need to keep returning the focus to ourselves, because the only thing that we can be responsible for, the only power that we have, is in who we're being and who we're choosing to be. And if we notice ourselves getting hot under the collar and becoming bitchy or antagonistic or attacking or whatever, vicious, vindictive, and it's not colors that we're proud of. So then it's like, if I'm not loving who I'm being, then I get to return to it and go, oh, wait a second. I just lost myself there for a moment. Ho'oponopono, please forgive me. I'm sorry that I was, going off. That's not serving anything. So right here, right now, I'm going to reclaim my dignity, and I'm going to engage with you in a way like you do unto others, as you wish others would do unto you. And we take responsibility for being the change that we want to see in the world. Does that make sense?
Well,
Deborah Herberg is
I,
here,
I understand what you're
and Ana
suggesting,
Luisa.
but given that I have a situation presently that I'm able to immediately attempt to apply this thinking to, and what comes to mind is if someone is showing up um, as being willing to lie and be hurtful to me, did I attract that into my experience because I basically have the belief that people will try and hurt me and take advantage of me? And so it's a multi-layered thing, but it's like I get to look at where am I not totally honest with people, and
Good.
there's something
And
to
make
look
an
at there,
adjustment. And
but
make an adjustment.
there is something to look at there, but at the same time, I don't know that I've ever spent. I mean, I've never. I don't know. I know that I have never dedicated the hours and hours and hours a day in a week, and weeks and months and years to trying to take advantage of people, trying to steal from people.
Okay, but you also don't know what your role is in the life of the other. You don't, because it's like we are sometimes brought into circumstances because our light is needed in that circumstance. And it's very possible that your innocence may have far-reaching impact on the people who have sought to scam you, that you are a catalyst in their healing and their evolution.
Well,
You
that sounds great, but I can tell you, as someone who was raised as an American male, that to be taken advantage of, to be gotten over on by another male is shameful. It's like the last thing
okay,
that one as a man would want, to be
I
that vulnerable. Uh,
I hear what you're saying, but I have to take it back again to right here, right now. Right here, right now. Are you loving who you're being as you are engaging with me in this conversation?
well, I don't know that I'm adoring who I'm being in this moment, in this
Well, then,
conversation.
then stop. Then stop and become that. Why would you not? You have a choice in the matter. See, it's like if you don't take responsibility, then it feels as though you are defending yourself, and that you feel like a victim, and you feel like you have to fight for your point of view. And I'm inviting you
I'm not fighting
to
my point of view. That's the way it feels to you, but I'm actually not. I am sharing with you from the cutting edge of moment to moment experiences I've been having in the last 2 days in my real life.
Are you loving who you're being right here and right now?
I,
As you're sharing yourself, are you loving your experience of communicating with me? Art Pouchet, Tess, you need to connect with me, really valuable things to share. Well, please reach out to me on Messenger so I can hear more about what you feel we have to share with one another, or perhaps you can come on and share with me here. I do have one person waiting in the queue when Stu and I are complete, but if you want to put in a request to come on, you are most welcome, because that's what this is about.
I like who I'm being since I came on camera with you, and I do I love it. Maybe it just doesn't feel. The emotions that I'm feeling are not how I normally think about love feeling, or self-love feeling, but I do respect the way I'm being, and these are very challenging things, real life experiences that I'm dealing with presently, and if I can love myself being depressed, if I can love myself not proud of my life, then yeah, it could be that the way I'm being right now on this camera and with you in front of these other people um, is self-loving. I believe I'm allowing myself to say what I'm feeling and thinking.
So if you were to say right here, right now, just say and seek to be embodying fully, authentically, I am loving who I am being right here, right now.
I am loving who I am being right here, right now. Um,
Can you sit with that without it? Just let it reverberate through you.
well, it's like declaring that I'm loving myself, being sort of unhappy and conflicted about things. So it's sort of very strange, but
Well, the thing is that it's a choice. That's the whole thing. It's a choice. It's like every single moment, am I in my power, taking responsibility for how I want to feel, or am I giving my power away because I'm allowing something outside me to disturb me? So the question again, if you would repeat, and it doesn't matter what happened a nanosecond ago.
um, I would say that I am loving who I am being right now, and who I am being right now is confused and conflicted and
And you're loving
challenged my
that.
life.
And you're
Well,
loving that.
I don't know that I would say it's my new favorite feeling or
Well,
state.
I invite you to make loving who you're being and how you're feeling more important than whatever else is going on. That's the whole point. It's like it's like it's like the reality of the circumstances that are playing upon you carry more weight than your commitment to loving who you're being. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that it's like what you think of me is none of my business. I am so connected to my isness. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody else is saying. It doesn't matter what anybody else is thinking. What matters is I am loving who I'm being. You all can knock yourselves out. You can fight about whatever. You can threaten to blow up the world. You can threaten to run our country into the ground. I am committing myself to loving who I'm being in the face of all of it.
Well,
Because that's how I get to win the game.
well, it's an interesting suggestion, and I'll think about it some more.
Okay.
And it sounds you're very convincing and very passionate as you say it, and I know from experience that when you're in a painful, challenging life moment, you don't necessarily seem like you're loving who you're being.
Well, every day I am refining my tools, and every day I come up with something simpler and more graceful than the day before as a touchstone to remind myself. And the more I share them with other people, the more that I'm inviting other people to like reflect my tools back to me when I forget, because evolution is a team sport and we're in this together. And the more of us that are on the same page, the more we can actually break through and evolve past the well-worn grooves of the neural pathways that is like, oh, here it is again, and here I am again, and here it is again, and
Okay.
here's more
Okay. So
evidence.
let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Are you loving who you're being right
I
now?
am loving who I'm being right here, right now. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes.
good.
Thank you. Thanks for playing with me, Stu Schreiber.
Okay, I'll let the next person come on. It's 6:02.
Okay.
There's your time check.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Love who you're
Bye.
being.
Bye.
Bye. And change to viewer and remove. And now I have to. Oh, Robin. Come on, Robin. This is good. Connection failed. It said connection failed. So I guess she may have. There, yeah, invite, add. Every day is a new opportunity with new downloads and new tools and new ahas and insights that we get to apply as we continue. It's like we're working on this sculpture that is our lives, and we're just like refining and refining and refining until we experience our lives and ourselves as the masterpieces that we each and every one are. We are all unique, individual, blessed creations. And so why not enjoy being the creation that we are? I'm not getting Robin, and I'm not sure. If anybody would like to come on, please send an invite request to me. Yes, Tess. Hey, Sherry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, this is it. Are you loving who you're being? Are you loving who you're being right here, right now? And if you're not, how about you claim it and you affirm it so that you could shift out of whatever it is that you're feeling that's dominating your thoughts and your vibration and is causing you to feel less than that? What if it really is this simple? I mean, in the conversation with Stu, it kept being said, it's not so simple, it's not so simple. It may not be easy because we've been practicing something else for such a very long time, but the reality of it is simple. It's like in computers, there's just ones and zeros, ones and zeros. It's either on or it's off, it's on or it's off, it's on or it's off. And we're exactly the same way. We're either on our highest vibrational path, or we have fallen asleep at the wheel. And so it's an opportunity. Am I loving who I'm being? I am loving who I am being. I am utilizing my I am power twice in one phrase. I am loving who I am being. I am choosing that right here, right now. Even if a nanosecond ago I wasn't loving who I was being. It was like, oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't feel good. That doesn't help me get to where I want to be energetically. That keeps me stuck in a place of feeling sorry for myself, feeling less than, feeling self-pity, feeling like everybody else is more fortunate than I am. Everybody else is more blessed than I am. And how is that even possible? I used to have a friend named Helmut who would say, God don't make junk. God don't make junk. Each and every one of us is a unique masterpiece. If we are not loving who we're being, we need to shift. The power is in us to shift right here, right now, in the moment, into loving ourselves. And in that instant, all of a sudden, we've entered into a new energetic reality. And that which was tedious and hard a moment ago is suddenly filled with grace. Helmut, yes, remember Helmut? Oh my God, I love that man. He and I had such a beautiful heart connection. Really, really understood each other. That man, I don't know if you know this, Helene, that man was vegan from birth. If God don't make junk, where does junk come from? Junk comes from human perception, because in spiritual reality, in sacred reality, all is sacred. And I really got to see that very clearly when I was at Burning Man. It was like you're in this desert and everything is so desolate and dusty and sticky and uncomfortable, but the freedom and the encouragement to be fully expressed in who you are and let your freak flag fly high was so celebratory, was so inviting, that within a few days it became clear, my perception shifted, and I suddenly realized that this was paradise. This was the desert oasis, because the most sacred and the most so-called profane were coexisting side by side until my perception shifted even deeper to all of a sudden realizing it was all sacred. Everything that was being expressed there as a microcosm of the world stage. They say that there's like 8 billion people now on the planet, and Burning Man, it was 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, maybe it's up to 80,000 people. It's a micro of the macro. And so if we could apply that to our experience of this dimension and this reality, and we could see that even the so-called junk, the things that we look at that are so difficult for us to digest, that seem so horrendous and so heinous, are still the divine expressing this way and that. Sherry, I've been releasing the junk, and now I'm loving my sacred power. Hugs, shifting. Excellent. I'm very, very happy for you. Yeah, it's like taking full responsibility, taking stock, being really, really honest with ourselves, looking at our choices with a sober eye. And if we are noticing that the words coming out of our mouth or the attitude coming out of us, the dominant perspective, the lens through which we are looking is cynical, is self-pitying, is feeling sorry for ourselves, or feeling dejected, or feeling less than. It's like, who am I being right now? Am I loving who I'm being? And if I'm not loving who I'm being, I better choose right here and right now to start loving who I'm being. It's the only way out. I'm glad this is divine timing. It's always divine timing. No matter what it is, no matter what's going on or what isn't, it's like that which we reach for is always what there is for us to reach for, to bring us to the next moment and the next moment and the next moment. always right here, right now, in the perfect present. And if we could expand our perception to include everything, then that which was challenging for us would transmute and disappear. But we suffer because we are overly fixated on what somebody else is or isn't doing. And we have these ideas of what should be or shouldn't be. And we consequently suffer because of it. And as we suffer, we're joining suffering rather than gotta break the chain of pain and add a link to love. There is much more good out here than we've been conscious of. Want to see a better world, then focus is the key. For the thoughts we entertain, in truth shall set us free. Let me find that song. Let me sing you that one. It's called Big, Big World. And all my songs, not all my songs, a fraction of my songs, are available on Spotify, on YouTube, on Apple Music. If you look in the description for this broadcast, you will see all sorts of different ways that you can connect with me, including following my music ministry, and you can hear this song I'm about to do. It's called Big, Big World. And when you hear it online, you'll hear it with an excellent arrangement, not just a cappella. But anyway, Big, Big World. Pick a better thought. Pick a better thought. Pick a better thought. Pick a better thought. Somewhere in a world of fear, there's a mama holding baby so near. Somewhere in a world of shame, there's a little boy just learning his name. Somewhere in a world of hate, there is so much more to celebrate. It's a big, big world out there. It's a big, big world out there. It's a big, big world out there. What is your attention on? Somewhere in a world of greed, there's a farmer who is planting a seed. Somewhere in a world of sin, there's an innocence that's living within. Somewhere in a world of loss, there's a wave of faith that's sweeping across. It's a big, big world out there. It's a big, big world out there. It's a big, big world out there. What is your attention on? What is your attention on? People are hungry, people are lonely, people are dying too. Well-meaning folk who can't sleep at night lie tormented by what to do. 'Cause if you live with the news and you're stuck with the blues, sure that all that you view is true. Use the things that you see to give thanks that you're free, and remember your gratitude. There but by the grace of God go I. Gotta break the chain of pain and add a link to love. There is much more good out here than we've been conscious of. Wanna see a better world? Then focus is the key. For the thoughts we entertain, in truth shall set us free. Pick a better thought. Pick a better thought. Pick a better thought. Pick a better thought. Somewhere in a world of pain, there are healing prayers falling like rain. Somewhere in a world at war, there's a dove of peace that's ready to soar. Somewhere in a world gone wrong, there's a child of God who's singing a song. It's a big, big world out there. It's a big, big world out there. Yes, it's a big, big world out there. What is your attention on? What is your attention on? What is your attention? What is your attention? What is your attention on? You can add a third I am phrase to your statement. I am choosing. I am loving who I am being. Choose it. Clap, 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 clap. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am choosing. I am loving who I am being. Take the power. Take responsibility for it. Be the version of you that you want to be. Choose it right here and right now. I am the version of me that I most want to be. Play with this. There's so many different ways. You don't need mine. You can take your I am power and you can practice saying all sorts of things that will put you in the ballpark of the feeling that you want to be feeling and the experience that you want to be having. S2's it. I am it. S2 it. Yes, you can. You can do it any way you want. The point is to know that we are always choosing how we're feeling about ourselves. And if we're not feeling good about ourselves, then like a good parent, we need to stop and nurture that hurt little one that thinks that they are bad, that thinks that they are wrong, that thinks that there's something wrong with them because in a moment they got traumatized and they got blindsided and they use that as evidence to suggest that they must be deficient somehow. And that wound, that unconscious negative core I am program is wreaking havoc in their life experience. And the whole point is to get to be that happy-go-lucky child. Only with the power of your sovereignty and your resources to support you in getting to play at the most fantastical level that your imagination can bring you to and beyond. And you have to believe. You have to believe. It's like Dorothy and the red slippers. My child, you had the power all along. We have had the power all along. And I get it. These well-worn neural pathways that suggest how bad and broken we are need our loving compassion and attention, because the truth is that we are divine beings having this mystical incarnated experience. And most of our suffering comes from our misperception and our misunderstanding of ourselves and our I am power. I am choosing. I am loving who I am being, no matter what I chose a moment before. I love you. I am your loving reflection. See me. Choose to receive me and the reflection that I am bringing to you. Say, I am loving who I am being. Right here and right now. And right now. And right now. Breathe with me. Allow the peace to come into your heart. I may not know your character, but I know your soul. I invite you to experience yourself and see yourself through the eyes of self-love and appreciation and honor. It is a gift, it is a blessing and a miracle to get to be you. The more you see yourself as such, the more you will experience validation of that. And the more you will see others this way as well. And in this way, you cannot hurt anyone, and you cannot be hurt by anyone. Because you are choosing loving, being you. Slow, deep breaths through your nose. You are a walking, talking, living, breathing miracle. Make peace with that. Really accept it into your heart. God don't make junk. It can be no other way. If you really knew how amazing you are and how sacred you are, there would be no more putting up with any kind of mistreatment. Practice with me. You could put one hand on your heart. I am loving who I am being. And if there's something in the way of that, compassionately feel whatever that might be. Self-love, the journey requires a lot of letting go of limiting self-images that defeat you. How are you feeling? Anyone want to pop a comment in the chat or come on and chat with me live? I am loving who I'm being. Something changed and I am able to be grateful from moment to moment. That's beautiful. Yeah, when we let go of the stories of how we think things are supposed to be based on our programming, and we simply embrace and declare the perfection of the unfolding as it is, we're free. Because it doesn't matter what we do, it matters who we be, who we're being. Am I facing these challenges with grace and faith? Or am I trying to micromanage the situation because I don't trust the outcome? I have a little ditty I've sung before. Maybe you've heard it, but I'll share it here now. And maybe one of you can write the lyrics in the chat and it'll help you all remember it. It goes, I trust the ease and flow. I trust the ease and flow. I release the need to know. I trust the ease and flow. Again, I trust the ease and flow. I trust the ease and flow. I release the need to know. I trust the ease and flow. What if we could do that? What if we could simply allow ourselves to trust the ease and flow so completely, and we move from moment to moment, knowing that we are fully loved, knowing that we are fully provided for, knowing that we are fully cared for, and that not only can we afford to, but it behooves us to slow down so that we can feel the miracle, the holiness, the sacredness of our precious selves right here, right now, in this present moment. And like the lotus flower, rather than rushing to the next moment, we simply allow the eternal present to unfold. We are one with the source of our existence. We are life itself. There is no separation. There is no life outside of or apart from the one that we are experiencing. Whether it seems like it's moving within us or outside of us, it is all life unfolding. And if we take the position of being in the eternal present rather than in the illusion of rushing time. Thank you, Stu. Then we can cultivate our own inner sense of safety and connectedness to the divine unfolding of everything. I am loving who I am being. Right here and right now. It has nothing to do with anyone else or anywhere else. It's who I'm being in relationship to existence, which is the source of me. I am being one with it. And I'm inviting you to be one with it with me. And in that peace and in that space, we feel our connection to Source. We feel our divine rightness. The monkey mind is resting and quiet. And there is no fear here. Dare I wear your pretty pipe upon my pretty breast? When I walk before the others, will they think me more or less? It's a gift from God who made me. I've been kissed by God, you see. I do this for God, sweet baby. I do this to set us free. Dare I stay with you a day? Dare I sleep with you tonight? Dare I love you more tomorrow? What is too much? What is right? You're a gift from God who made me. I've been kissed by God, you see. I do this for God, sweet baby. I do this to set us free. Something inside me keeps telling me I'm free. No one knows better what's better for me. Safe in the love, getting high, thinking of. I've shown to myself the Creator is me. Dare I listen to my heart? Dare I dance to my own theme? Dare I trust the sense God gave me? Dare I win in my own dream? I'm a gift from God who made you. You've been kissed by God, you see. We do this for God, sweet babies. We do this to set us free. Fly free. I am choosing. I am loving who I am being. I invite you to say it out loud. I am choosing. I am loving who I am being right here and right now. I am inviting you into your most grace-filled, divine version of yourself. The one who knows there is a benevolent intelligence that is animating you, that is animating this entire dimension, that has you, that is using you to experience life in a body, life with a personality. And if you have been experiencing challenges, then to give yourself permission to go slow so that you can feel everything and claim your I am power to embody the version of yourself that feels most supported by life itself. Because life itself is the truth of who you are. And so we can retire the neurotic thinking, the excess thinking, and we can allow ourselves to bask in the sacred perfection of each here and now. And we don't have to fight, and we don't have to argue. We can simply allow and love ourselves and respect ourselves and respect one another and move away from that which does not feel in alignment. Welcome, Greg. Nice to see you. Who are you being? Are you loving who you're being right here and right now? And if your answer is no, then choose right here and right now to begin laying down the new neural pathway where loving who you're being is the truth. Even if your hurting seems like it's standing in the way of that. I said something. I said respect yourself. So I'm going to go there to that song. Respect yourselves. Respect one another. Respect yourselves. Thy sister, thy brother. We are a miracle. Respect one another. Respect this world. The earth is your mother. Each creature here, a child of Creator. We are one family. Respect one another. Open your eyes and finally see the gift of life. That's you and me. Open your heart, let love flow free. We are the true divinity. Respect yourselves. Please honor thy father. Be gentle now. Be kind to your neighbor. We are all innocent. Accept one another. Open your eyes and finally see the gift of life. That's you and me. Open your heart, let love flow free. We are the true divinity. Respect yourself. Your body is sacred. Respect yourselves. Be free and be naked. Time to accept yourselves. Be free and be naked. Respect yourself. Accept yourself. Respect yourselves. Welcome, Crystalline. Choose. Decide. I am loving who I am being right here, right now, and right here, right now, and right here, right now. Thank you, Sherry. We have a choice. And any thought about ourselves that isn't loving is an error. It's a mistake. It is not the truth of our divine, sacred, blessed imperishable souls. If you read the description of this post, you can see all sorts of different ways to connect with me. If you are needing support one-on-one, please reach out to me on Messenger, and let's set up an appointment and see how I might be able to support you. If you are having any events and would like me to come and speak or sing or do a keynote concert, corporate events, festivals, house concerts, satsangs, science of mind, churches, synagogues, mosques. I am a natural-born peace ambassador, and it is my gift and my honor to use the sacred alchemy of words and tones to appeal to the intellect and bypass resistance to shift consciousness and open hearts, to remind us of our sacredness and remind us of our oneness beneath the illusion of our separate costumes, personalities, and forms. We are all this one amazing miracle masquerading and manifesting as multitudes. So even if you don't quite know how blessed, how sacred, how privileged, how fortunate you are to get to exist, I know. And I'm here to help you remember and realize. So that we could stop suffering, and we can stop fearing, and we can stop feeling bad about ourselves and guilty for the roles that we've been playing. Take a deep breath and exhale. And another one. And exhale. And be here with me in the perfect present, attuning to the peace that surpasseth all understanding. Because it goes deeper and so far beyond the illusion of all the drama and all the chaos in the divine play. Remember yourself as the actor, the sacred actor, as opposed to the struggling character. Even if your character is playing struggling. Aloha Samaro. You, as the actor, can feel blessed and privileged for the role that you get to play in your hero's journey, and you can determine right here, right now, that this is the moment where your character has a turning point, and you get to know yourself and claim yourself as the love that you are, by loving being who you're being. And that's the only thing that needs to change, is how you are perceiving yourself and your experience. Thank you, Krista. I am loving who I am being. I am choosing. I am loving who I am being. I am using my I am power to choose loving who I am being right here, right now, and now, and now, and now, and now, no matter what I did before. I am choosing to be in alignment. I am choosing to be congruent. I am choosing to feel and be divinely supported. You get to win in your life by choosing it. Have the courage to choose. It all starts with loving yourself, because it's all a great mirror and feedback loop. So if we are not loving ourselves, we are not being loved by the outside. With a jingle on your tongue and a tingle in your heart, you will stay forever young. You will see the world as art. You will sing with every rainbow. You will wish upon each star. You will let yourself imagine, and this gift will take you far. Redirect your focus to counting your blessings instead of your troubles. And as Abraham Hicks said, stop telling God how big your problems are. Instead, tell your problems how big your God is. You are one with infinite options, infinite possibilities, infinite opportunities, infinite supply. The illusion of limitation is a program. It is a false construct that you have been conditioned to accept as truth. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. Please share this broadcast on your pages. Please invite your friends to come back next week. And I look forward to seeing you for episode 27, Tuesdays with Tess, Voices of the Global Awakening, 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Infinite blessings. Namaste.